This is a highlight video of my stream. You can catch them live on my Twitch and YouTube. Link in the description. My brain can't come out with proper sentences.
Said, "Hey Elise, you have any tips on keeping brushes soft and fresh for longer? Because I could use them."
Number one, I would say wash them regularly. When you paint, don't wait so long till you rinse your brush for a color wash, because you don't want the paint to dry. The moment it dries on the bristles, it's very hard to take them out. Number two, because sometimes people just leave the brushes in their cup of water. I don't recommend that, because if it's resting at the bottom of the cup, the bristles will splay. So I don't like when that happens. I usually just wash it, take it out, dry it. Like when I dry it, for example, I just kind of go in this direction, and I have to make sure that when I dry it, the tip is always pointed to make sure that it stays that way. Especially when it's wet, it's still like a good opportunity to kind of reshape that tip and ensure its longevity. Third one, I don't think it's super necessary, but I just do this occasionally. I would give them like a conditioner wash. This is a local brand, Multifila, but it is actually a brush cleaner. So I don't know if you could probably find it. I made this video a long time ago. You can see my baby face of how I use the brush cleaner. So what I usually do is I just pour just a portion of it, take the brushes and just kind of make sure the bristles get the solution, and I'll just kind of like let it be for maybe half an hour to an hour, just see how I feel about it. And after, I just remember to kind of rinse it out. It tries to take the dried paint out of the bristles. Sometimes it can even restore a little bit of the original bristles color, just a bit, but yeah. But most importantly, it does make the bristles kind of like soft again, and also kind of keeps the point a little more pointy. Sorry, I'm not very articulate today. I'm very tired. Hi everybody, Editing Elise here. Just wanted to add in another tip that I recently learned. I found this on Instagram, but unfortunately I did not save the post, so I can't give credit where credit is due. But one thing I learned to help maintain the sharpness of the tip, and I thought this was a very good one. If you know gum arabic, for those who know gum arabic, I usually use them in my calligraphy works. Basically what it is, it's a binder that helps with inks when you do calligraphy, but it's also a binder found in watercolor. This is in powder form, but they also come in liquid form. What you can do is you can get a little bit of gum arabic. In this case, since it's powder, I mix it up with a little bit of water, and there isn't really a ratio to it, maybe like a 1:2 ratio, 1 being the gum arabic and 2 being the water. Just kind of like, doesn't have to be thick, just have to be like just slightly diluted. Ensure that the tip is wet with this solution, and as it will dry, it'll be kind of hard. You can take this opportunity to sharpen the bristles and make sure it's pointy, so when it dries, it becomes hard. But it is very water soluble, so the moment you wash it in water again, your bristles will be soft again, ready to use. But it's a good way of maintaining the sharpness of your brush, and it would probably last a lot longer. Maybe one day I will do a video of it to demonstrate how it works, and if you're interested in that, please leave a comment down below. So that's kind of like the last tip I got, and now we'll just move on to the FAQ from chat. The thing is, when it comes to brushes, I do not splurge on brushes. When it comes to art, I'll try to get the best quality of paint, canvas, blah blah blah. But when it comes to brushes, I'm gonna try my best to take care of them so I can cheap out on them and they will last very long. My brushes are like less than 5 ringgit, which is very cheap. Less than about $1, about an American dollar, less than an American dollar. Unless it's like super special, then I got no choice. But like the standard ones, I cheap out on them. I wash them all the time right after, and they still like to dry hard, which is annoying. So how I wash it, I just kind of like shake it vigorously in the water. Yeah, I try to make sure there's not much paint in there. I don't know if you could use like alcohol, rinse them a little bit in isopropyl alcohol, because isopropyl alcohol is pretty good to get paint out, but I don't really know the longevity of how it will affect the glue on your bristles. Does the brush stay soft after drying and not harden? It's a little bit of both, if that makes sense. It is soft, but because it's like a conditioner, it's a bit oily. I think that kind of helps to maintain that tip. If you're spending a lot on your brushes, your method is even more important. That is true. What's the longest you ever maintain a set of brushes? Really well? I don't know, maybe a few years. But then like towards as the years go by, they of course don't hold the tip as fine. Then I use them for something else. This guy, I've been using it since I was in primary school. Yeah, he is he's a used and abused boy. But yeah, I've been using it for so long. Obviously it's not as good as like its prime, but you know, you definitely use it for something else. If your brushes become old and you don't really like, the bristles are out of it already, they have other use. I use them for dry brushing. And this one, you can see it's not as pointy anymore, but I still use them. They're still useful. It's just for a less detailed project. Really old brushes are great for texture. Yeah, exactly. This is a little trick that I do as well, so to make it longer lasting. The solution is really clean because it's like new. Then I pour it into a bottle, into a little cup, and then I rinse my brushes out of it. There are instances where I don't use all of it, the solution that's left, but I don't want to contaminate by putting it in the old bottle. So I got another glass jar. So it has like the remnants of like the old one, of the used solution where I already like swagger my brushes in already. I put them in a new glass so I can use it again. So I prolong the usage till I don't have to. It's fine because, think about it, oil brushes are made with using mineral spirits and they hold up fine. Yeah, so maybe you can try using isopropyl alcohol. In terms of taking out dried paints, I would say isopropyl alcohol is much more effective than the conditioner. The conditioner is really good to make sure your bristles stay soft. It does take out old paint from the bristles, but not as effective. You know, like how some people when they paint very rough. Rough is a blunt word. They paint very enthusiastically. I don't know if that is one way that could make the bristles kind of splay out as well.
Aggressive, get on that paint.
Hope those tips for taking care of your brushes are useful to you, and if you have any tips of your own that you'd like to share, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments so all of us can also learn something new. That's all for today, and if you like my videos, it would help if you hit that like and subscribe button and share it to your friends who you think might find it helpful. That would help so much with the algorithm. I'd like to thank my patrons over at Patreon for supporting me over the years. Thank you so much for letting me do what I love. I share videos, tutorials, and reference photos for free for artists to use, so if you'd like to help make all of this sustainable, you can do so by pledging over at Patreon. You can also join my Discord as I'm trying to create a wholesome community, and you can also get notified where I go live on Twitch and YouTube. All links are down below in the video description, and that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!